Good evening, and welcome to my unofficial poetry series here at Chevalier's Books. My name is Brendan Constantine. Welcome. We've got three dynamite poets for you this evening. I say unofficial series because I've had the honor of being able to coordinate a number of poetry readings here at Chevalier's. And just yesterday, I met somebody who says, "Oh yes, I've been meaning to go to your series. I wasn't aware that I had one." I just know that Chevalier's allows me to do this on a semi-regular basis. And then it occurred to me that most of the poets I know, I met at poetry readings that no longer exist. It is in the nature of a poetry series to close down right about 6 months in. And I thought, well, maybe the mistake was they said they were having a poetry series. This has gone on now like 2 years or something with me and Chevalier's. So I think as soon as I make it official, it's dead. So thank you very much. You can say you were here. It was brief. It was, you know, we never put the word on it. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna get pretty much right to business. I've got three poets for you this evening. They all have really interesting things going on in their careers. They're generating a lot of new work. We've got at least one book debut, and although, you know, buying a book is certainly not the price of coming up to the poets afterwards and telling them how much you enjoyed their work, and I hope that you will do that. This is an independent bookstore, and perhaps the oldest one in Los Angeles. So please, if you can support it in any way, buy a postcard and mail it to yourself, something, because we would love to be able to keep doing this. A round of applause, please, for Chevalier's Books, just for being here, to say nothing of making us feel welcome. I'm going to bring them up one at a time, introducing them individually as I go. In addition to the ritual of hearing the author's biography, I've added to the mix, I've asked each of the poets two questions. I asked them, when we were setting up the reading, to finish two sentences for me. I asked them, "The moon is as far as blank, and the tide is," and said, "Finish these for me." And I like doing that. I like giving a slight prompt when I'm setting up a reading, because I find sometimes they make, if I put all the lines together, they make a poem. Well, these three have serious game because they pretty much all just wrote individual poems based on these tiny little prompts. To get us warmed up, I'm going to introduce a man with talent on loan from God and an extensive criminal record. The only man actually to win the Pepsi challenge. I don't, you know, that's, so we're going back for that one. But this is a Pushcart nominated author who is also doing the work of the Lord right now. He inherited an independent publisher and is publishing poets left and right. He is now editor-in-chief of Moontide Press, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about them. But this was a wonderful press that was started a few years back, and what looked like it was going to sort of fall apart. And he snatched it up and has raised its game tenfold. Eric Morago is the author of What We Ache For and Feasting on Sky. He hosts a monthly reading series. He teaches workshops. As I said, he's the editor-in-chief of Moontide Press. And one of the other things that I love about this writer is he's quite vocal about putting an end to the sort of imaginary controversy between the page versus the stage. That idea that you're either a poet who performs or you're a literary poet. And Eric Morago is a poet who said, you know, that's a battle for no turf at all. And, you know, looking at our oldest examples of poetry from culture to culture, it tends to predate written language, so it is an oral tradition, and he is a wonderful exponent of this. And his response to the prompt I gave was this: fasten your seatbelts. The moon is as far as the Jolly Green Giant's pinky toe is from the spinach stuck in his left back molar. And the tide is an angry dentist with a foot fetish who wishes he took up podiatry. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Morago.